You ready? Okay, yeah, go ahead, roll. Take one.
Do you want to be a rock and roll star? Well, doesn't everybody?
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
To start with, I was born in 1954. My birthday is August 23rd.
Hello, and welcome to tonight's edition of Reaching for the Stars. I'm your host, Joe Katz, and with us tonight is a very special guest. I'm very proud to have him on. I'm a personal fan of his. We have with us tonight Mr. Butch Willis, who is a local rock and roller, and to quote the Washington Post, Butch Willis has moved into the most selective rock and roll territories, that of the inspirational primitive. Guided by neither the commercial concerns of mainstream pop, the calculated artsiness of new wave, nor the hip rage of punk, Willis stands quite alone. Undaunted, he dreams the rock and roll dream, and I'm going to reach for this star right here, right now. Butch Willis, glad to have you here.
Thank you, Joe.
This is a love ballad about a girl.
How are you ladies tonight? So I know you too. I know you, don't I? Well, I know you from somewhere.
Where are you from, Butch Willis?
Beltsville.
Where's that?
You know where College Park is? In Maryland?
Butch or Rocks, one or the other. If you pay, you can come in. If you stay, then I'll begin. I sleep all day. I like the night. Always party time. Not enough ice. I try to please your ears. Lord knows I've kept my tears. I'm a rock and roll man. I'm a rock and roll man. Telling all my friends, I'm a rock and roll man. I'm a rock and roll man. I'm a rock and roll man. Ride it till the end. I'm a rock and roll man.
We lived on Montgomery Road in PG County in Beltsville.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Psychedeli, or the Psycho Deli, as it'll be known tonight. This is entertainment at its finest. We have Butch Willis coming up, and he's going to entertain you with a few numbers.
Hello! Just spin that radio dial and listen to those lines. Can you hear the singer? Or are you blind? They're just cut last time, not selling quicker than wine. 10 years in the making, 10 years behind. He's got the initiative, he's got the time, he's got the drift, he's got the rhyme. The song's a fad, he's back and bad. You know that kind of bad, that good bad. The show goes on. Will this go wrong? Amateur on plastic, there's no such thing. Can you hear the voice? Does it make you want to sing? Amateur on plastic, just invite yourself along. There's not much static, what could go wrong?
There was somebody grew up named Goldie Hawn, grew up in Beltsville, Maryland also.
Rock, let's hear it!
It was built on the top of the hill. bigger than the Monkees.
We'll be back.
1, 0.
We're here at the basement of the 930 Club. Butch Willis just finished his set.
Oh, now comes the fun part.
Welcome to a unique night of musical talent. Butch Willis and the Rocks. A warm welcome, everyone.
Okay, hello. It's good to be here. We got something to give y'all a little later.
You're tuned to WMUC FM College Park, and now what we've all been waiting for, the Butch Willis interview.
We're back. This is Joey J, Rock and Roll Psychosis.
Is the mic on?
1, 2, here I go.
There it goes.
I didn't like elementary school. I liked nursery school and kindergarten. Kindergarten was great, and so was nursery school. I did real good in that.
I'm just an overweight kitty cat nowadays.
Is that an interior or exterior kitty cat?
Definitely an interior kitty cat.
I heard something about the kitty cat being related to some kind of lion of rock and roll. Do you know anything about that?
Yeah, it is. Who is the lion of rock and roll? Well, I may turn out to be the lion of rock and roll.
When I was born, my father was 39 years old. My mother was 35.
If there really was something on the horizon, a success story, what would you do? What would be your first thing that you would do?
Oh, I'd probably snort half an ounce of cocaine.
Yeah, she worked at Pentagon during the war before I was born. She worked for the FBI also. She used to go from the Pentagon to Truman's office with top secret files from the Pentagon about the war.
I'd like to make a tour, a local tour on the Eastern Shore.
Eastern Shore of Maryland?
No, Eastern Shore of the Eastern States.
Butch Willis! Butch Willis!
Girls in Paradise presents Butch Willis.
My mother had a freak attack when Kennedy was in the administration, had an atomic bomb shelter built in the backyard. Yeah, a radiation filter for air.
But like somebody tonight helped me out with some of the lyrics. He was saying, Santa, where were you? On the West Coast when I needed you the most. You know, and I said, that sounds good, you know?
I had two older brothers. One was 12 and one was 16. Michael and Byron Percy Willis.
Well, speaking of Christmas, Butch, I guess my next question is, what do you want for Christmas? I know you've been looking for...
What do I want for Christmas? I don't want anything this year for Christmas except an album. I want a new album, a second album.
A forthcoming album.
Yeah, forthcomings.
And it's on No Trend Records. It's gonna be on No Trend Records.
I'm the kitty cat. I'm the kitty cat. Big time all the way. I'm the kitty cat.
Yeah, let's get to another star of the show, Ray Wallace here, the guitar player.
Ray here. How did you meet Ray?
Well,
is there a story behind that? Or?
I was downtown one day at the American Cafe, and I heard this awesome guitar playing. I introduced myself to him.
Okay, Ray, how'd you feel about the show tonight?
I think it's the best show we ever did.
How do you feel about being on the same stage as this man up here, Butch Willis?
It's the best band I've ever been in. I'm really excited about the music and really get an attitude which I don't really get in most any other situation.
The music is incredible. How can you possibly make incredible music to incredible lyrics like that?
Easy. You just, when we hang out, the one rehearsal this band has ever had, it's got a beat, it grooves, I like the melody. Butch says he grooves on that, and if everyone grooves on what's taking place, it just falls together in one big groove. And
what do you think is next for Butch Willis and the Rocks?
I don't know.
You have no idea?
Not really, but I'd like to find out.
I was a badass wrestler. I really was. I was a badass wrestler. I might not have been good with the boxing, but I could do the wrestling. I was a nasty wrestler. I'm a whippy boy, quick as shit. Yeah, don't mess with me. They talk about special talents. Only special talent I got left. Yeah, I mean, Who's that girl, Joan Rivers, you know? Joan Rivers.
He's the future of rock and roll. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like you to meet Butch.
This is going to be the future of music. Andrew Springsteen, thank you.
Rudy, the commodity make me rock and roll star. He told me. This is called Be the 23rd Rocker.
No more last words, Butch?
Nah, nothing else.
All right, that's it. This is Butch Willis signing off at the 930 Club.
You want me to talk now? We're at Maryland U's campus ballroom, and we're having a record sale. Everybody here is broke. They just like to look at records, though. They think they can hear them that way. They shake them up and turn them around, and it's a new type of record machine. It's called Self-Endurance.
Thank you. I get a little shaken up here. I haven't been on stage too much. Don't worry. That's what these dark sunglasses are for. So I still can't see you, though. No, I got one eye, and that's why I wear these shades up here, because it's all against the law, you know.
Part of the hammer flew in my eye, part of the metal. It was steel. They took it out with a magnet. They took it out with a magnetomagnet during an operation. So that was good. I was getting my eyesight back and everything, and about 6 months later, my eye was all, I was going to get 98% to 100% eyesight back. And he said, now you go out, you can do anything you want. Make sure that eye doesn't get bumped. So I'm playing basketball, you know. I loved to play basketball when I was a kid, and football. I was lousy at baseball. The ball went up in the air, it got loose, you know, and like the other guy that had it pushed it up in the air. And then me and that guy went up to grab the ball, and he jammed his thumb in my eye.
He's here. His albums are here. He will sign his albums personally. You can touch him.
We got some free sleeves up here, and I autographed them. So, like, you know, if you want them, I don't know how to get there. Cups. God, yeah.
Stand up, Butch. Say hello. Butch Willis says so.
I watch you walk on the moon.
She says I'll see you real soon. I watch her walk on the sunshine, then I know she's feeling fine. We'll go to the park, drive out for dinner in my fancy car. We never have any problems, can't keep us apart. Every time I see her, it's in another place. Every time I see her, she wears a different face.
Some lithium, some lithium. I'm bipolar. They call it manic depression.
I mean, like, I can't live in a room. I go crazy if I gotta live in a room. I thought my brain was gonna snap. I felt like I was going into another world. And the prolixin is a drug that keeps me from getting violent.
I'm legally normal. I'm legally normal. I'm legally normal.
I'm just absolutely disturbed. Manic depressive. If I didn't have any money and I was laying around doing nothing, bored to death, I'd throw something up against the wall or tear the place up. Sometime between next fall and this time next year, we're going to go on the road as an opening band. If we get the right connections. Who are you going to open for? Somebody big like Bryan Adams or Johnny Cougar or maybe Neil Young.
Okay, they all want me to do something called Kitty Cat. I'm a kitty cat. I'm a kitty cat. Can't go away. I'm a kitty cat. I'm a kitty cat. I'm a kitty cat.
That's Butch Willis and the Rocks from the Love Records album Forthcoming, doing a song entitled Kitty Cat. Do you have any song about cats for us, Dave?
Not really. That one really did it all. It's the Hoodoo Gurus on 99.1 WHFS.
Today, I signed 3 albums. It was about 100% less than what I expected to do.
Surf with you tonight. Thanks again for tuning in to Local Licks. A couple of tunes from a band out of Beltsville, Maryland. Butch Willis and the Rocks on DC 101.
The Butch Willis Session. What's the Butch Willis Session? The bull before the Rocks formed. It was too long a recording for a 45 pressing. Somehow it inspired the Rocks.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce you to my client, Butch Willis, of Butch Willis and the Rocks, from Beltsville, Maryland.
Hello?
Hi, is Butch back yet?
Who's this?
Hello, is this Butch?
Yeah.
Hi, my name's Phil Milstein.
In the mind of Butch Willis, he and his group The Rocks are the entry-level equivalent of Bob Seger and the Silver Bullet Band, Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band, or even the latter-day Rolling Stones. They play straight-arrow AOR hard rock, with a lot of polish and just a little tiny bit of grit. By Butch's way of seeing things, the only reason he and his band don't have a major label record contract is due to clerical oversight.
At 3 years old, I was rocking to Elvis.
Of course, the Stones, man. They were the first thing I really... Elvis and the Stones.
Rubber biscuit. Here he is. No, it ain't. I love that. I love that. Yeah, that's Mick. Mick's my hero, man. Mick's my fucking hero. Stole the title from the Rolling Stones. So now you have the Rocks. I've had many outrageous experiences. All of them drug-related or musically related or woman... You know, he's another John Lennon. And John Lennon and Mick Jagger both are above Elvis. Some of my favorite stuff is Foreigner, the Stones, Bob Seger. Here is one of my old favorite albums. I used to love this album. I just played this thing to death. Threshold of a Dream, Moody Blues. Okay. These are some scrap ideas or thoughts or whatever. They were supposed to be songs, but they never got quite finished. The main idea got written down instead, though. There they are. It's hard, the end, The Who. They'll be back in another 40 years. This is Name on the Wall. This is supposed to be spoken with an English accent, but I've seemed to have lost that through the years. When you even the score and you're through with the cellophane mask, the party's the task. Name on the wall, playing with the bouncing ball. Everything matters. They're in the hall, writing their names on the and pictures on the wall and all and all. I like it. It's crazy, but I like it.
And at 15, when I got in high school in 1969, I started playing guitar lessons again.
I used to write about girls that I had affairs with or went with or wanted to marry or had sex with. I mean, like, I had like 3 or 4 girlfriends in high school and when I got out of high school. And they seemed to inspire me. My favorite adult experience? Well, I'd rather write a song than do coke. I think I'd rather do coke than ball a girl. I was more into like smoking dope and looking at black walls, and I liked almost every psychedelic song that came out in the late 60s.
First guitar, I was 12 years old, it was a Stella. It was a red Stella, you know, acoustic guitar.
See, if you don't know everything, then you're not responsible for anything.
At 18, I went down to my oldest brother's in North Carolina, in Winston-Salem. Took 2 semesters at North Carolina School of the Arts, 2 semesters for bass violin, and 1 semester of vocal training.
My brother used to take me out on his motorcycle, and we'd be going down 29, 190, 120, 110 miles an hour, and it was great. I had 2 bikes of my own. I had a Harley Sportster and a Triumph. Okay, here's one for you. Just banging at your front door. Just living for more. What you think I'm gonna do when I get a look at you?
I got a bass guitar at 15. My parents bought me a $200 they paid for a secondhand. Mosrite bass guitar. Mosrite, that's what the Beach Boys used to use for their instruments.
What's the ugliest part of your mind? I bet it's your toes. I bet it's your nose. What's the ugliest part of your mind? I bet it's your clothes. I bet it's your clothes. Didn't have to be a jerk to see a flirt. Don't have to have long hair to skip the fair. One girl, she wanted to be my groupie, but she couldn't. He might know more what he's doing, and you might know more what you're doing. There's a lot of people know more what they're doing than I know. All I have is a ticket for the end of the highway. Yeah, it's like a true calling. I think of rock and roll as the new church.
Forestville Rock? That was done back in the 80s.
Ladies and gentlemen, Forestville Rocks is proud to present Butch Willis and the Rocks!
TV's from outer space. Big
Willis and the Rocks. And Forestville Rocks will continue just after this break. We're going to do an interview. We'll be right back.
Hi, I am Curtis Leslie. I am watching Channel 6A. Metrovision is where it's at.
Thank you very much for tuning in tonight.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Well, you know, at 3 years old, I decided I wanted to be a rock and roll star. I mean, like, it was fantasy and it was never delusion.
And we're back with Butch. And Forestville is rocking tonight, Butch. The next album coming up in a couple of weeks is Forthcomings.
That'll be out in a week or two.
By Butch Willis and the Rocks.
By January of '86.
I met people in Tacoma Park in the 70s.
Now, you used to be a roommate of one Root Boy Slim, the notorious Root Boy Slim.
Where was I? Tacoma Park. Carroll Avenue. I was right downtown. Maggie's Farm was a store shop, and I lived in an apartment above it with one known rock and roll star, Root Boy Slim. And we drank a lot of beer.
I wanted him to live with me so that I could pick up on some of the vibes, and I thought that might inspire me.
He was quite famous.
He kept me happy, you know, little nose job every day or something. And the nose job turned into a nose job. He gets really different and mean to people when he's off his medicine.
Root Boy Slim, I used his bass player, I used his guitar player, and I used his drummer. And I paid them in a studio to do 2 songs on Short Steps and I Want to Be a Rock and Roll Star.
I tore up an apartment. My apartment. I broke the commode and it flooded the downstairs guitar shop all over his guitars, and the firemen broke in and the cops came in and all. I just kind of ducked out after a while when they started talking. But no, I told him it was somebody else, and I was drunk. I came home drunk at 2 in the morning that night before. When I woke up, this is what the place looked like. Yeah, I didn't give them any alternative. They said, come on, were you scared? And I said, no, I was sleeping.
Matter of fact, I was working at Maggie's Farm in December of 1979.
I met this girl, you know, at Maggie's Farm. She was on the cash register, stuck there with glue, and I fell in love with her. She's one of these little purple girls that you get when you own a head shop. It's supposed to symbol aphrodisiacs.
Paraphernalia, you know, hash pipes, marijuana pipes, cocaine devices.
When I first wrote The Boys Don't Want to Be in the Band, I should have left it that way, but I didn't want them to get any ideas. They're temperamental enough.
Uh-huh.
They get weird ideas about getting famous on their own and everything.
Place right around up the street called the Electric Maid. Every day I had a cheeseburger.
Well, if do you have a time frame for yourself if you have not reached a certain plane by a certain age, or do you have any other plans besides rock and roll?
I don't have any plans to make near the amount of money that I can make in rock and roll.
Uh-huh. Aluminum siding just doesn't pay like rock and roll.
Being a cashier just doesn't work, you know. Washing dishes isn't going to do it. I like what I do. Sometimes I say this is work, you know, and this is hard. It gets hard, it gets easy. And it comes and goes.
Any other comments or
Well, we do plan
remarks?
to go back and start playing clubs again.
Good.
Downtown.
Well, you've played just about all of them in Washington, have you not?
Nah, I haven't played Saba or Oliver's or what's the name of that club?
Which
Gentry.
Oh, the Gentry. Well, that's a small one.
Well, I wouldn't mind playing at the Gentry. I mean, I play at DC Space, I can play at the Gentry. It's a good club, you know. I'd like to play in these clubs, Saba, and I stayed in bed for an entire year. I might have got up for one day. We went out to eat once. I'm more interested in music than women.
I like blondes. Redheads and blonde, brunettes. I'm a brunette.
This was back in like 75. She got up and fed the kid and came back to bed.
Yeah, I had a kid, yeah. I ain't seen him since he's been 3. I haven't seen him.
I'm not going to give up till I get Rock Was the Reason to Roll on the market. If that flops, then I'll flop.
I don't know if I should do them or not. This is called I Want to Be a Rock and Roll Star. I need a dime. Anybody got a dime?
If that wraps up all you have to say,
Yeah.
I'll just remind our viewers once again, the first album by Butch Willis and the Rocks, is Of, and the forthcoming album is ironically called Forthcomings. So be watching for these, and watch for this one, which is already out, and we'll see you again real soon on Forestville Rocks.
Thank you, Mr. Rock and Roll.
Okay, Butch, nice
Thank
talking
you.
to you. Had a good time.
All right.
We'll be right back.
Hello and welcome to Tacoma Tempo. I'm Adele Abrams, and each week we shine the spotlight on some of the Washington area's finest musicians. And we tape down at Bosco's, which is at 8210 Piney Branch Road in Silver Spring, on alternate Tuesday nights, and you can give them a call at 588-4440 to find out who's coming up. But tonight we've got Butch Willis and the Rocks.
No, I don't have a job. I'm just dedicated to music. Yeah, I got a lot of free time.
I don't want to work. I just want to get dirty.
I'm basically allergic to work.
Because I've never made much money at work, but I've worked a lot. I've worked hard. I usually work 50 hours a week, 60 hours a week.
I used to work with heavy equipment like bulldozers and
Why don't you Rocks go around and introduce yourselves? And then
They're all Butch Willis and I'm the Rock.
No, but you're wrong. I'm
just a
John
bunch of
Pearl.
pebbles. I play bass.
I've been lucky enough to play with Butch for a long time. We've got a new member here.
I'm Carl Straub. I play guitar.
I'm Al Brion, and I play my throat.
Ken Rudd, it's drums.
And you've got a mic, so...
Dean X, guitar.
I've worked at pizza houses, you know, I've worked at pizzas, I've made pizzas. I've made two kinds. I worked for Shakey's, I made pizzas. I used to twirl pizzas. I twirled. God barely showed me anything about twirling. He pretty much left it on my own. I had to learn. I twirled pizzas. I made 12 pizzas. I've made pizzas at Shakey's Pizza House.
It's a band that started like 3 years ago. Jolie put it together. I recruited John myself. I knew if he came, I'd be lucky.
I wrote voices for a year and a half.
One's called Of, and the other one's called Forthcomings. Of is like, it's blue, you know, and it looks purple.
I'll tell you, I've worked with killer horses. He was an old horse and they used him for breeding, but he was a killer horse. You turn your back on him in the stall, he'd kill you. He had his own private paddock because he was in the stud paddock.
Yeah, have any background information on any of these songs that you want to fill people in on so they
Not
can really appreciate it?
The girl's on my mind. I'll let you know the secret. Before it gets too late, just walk around the block once.
And I got hung up. He threw me, but he didn't throw me. I decided I'd dismount him, so I sprung off of him, and my left foot got stuck in the shoe. And like I went around like this sideways, and then like I went off, and my foot didn't come out of the shoe, and I was on the ground with my foot still hung up in the stirrup, and he kicked me in the forehead.
He's replacing somebody else, and he's better.
You want to say who he's replacing?
No, Bob Dylan. Bob Dylan.
That horse won the Kentucky Derby. Lots of luck. Lots of luck. He trampled, my chest came up and came down. He reared up and came, trampled my chest, and then he slipped, then he stepped up right here on my throat and looked down at me. I had to beg him not to kill me. I had to beg him not to kill me. I was like, please don't kill me.
So I took the turn, and I tried to jump off at the turn, and my foot got stuck in the reins. So I fell down on the ground. He kicked me in the head and stepped on my chest.
That must have hurt like hell.
God, I went to the hospital. They said, do you want to go to the hospital? I said, shit, yes.
And how long have you been playing your throat?
Since I walked into Joe Lee's record store, I think they...
He's been from the band.
I know to have that effect on
He's been there from the beginning.
The whole thing sort of started out with a phone call. It was kind of a joke, really, but now I think it's gotten a little more serious.
So I couldn't be a jockey, and I couldn't be an Air Force pilot. So I started doing drugs and became a musician.
Joe Lee was behind all the sound.
He's the brains behind the rocks.
Him and the guy from No Trend. It's a whole other story.
The girl's on my mind. No, she can't leave me behind. She could be at the grocery store. She could be trying to have a beer with some other boy. She could be at the doctor. She could be talking with the postal officer. She could be dressed, I don't know. She could be right for afternoon at the boat. But before I say the song one time, I think you know I really don't mind. The girl's on my mind. I think it's just about that time. The girl's on my mind. No, she can't leave me behind. Now here I am getting all shook up. Must be the vibes from heaven up above. It's already long past noon, and I've only one stale joint left at home in my room. Next thing you know, I'll be alone, making funny wishes at the moon and girl at home. The girl's on my mind. I think it's just about that time. The girl's on my mind. No, she can't leave me behind. That's it, man.
I'm Adele Abrams. We've been talking with Butch Willis and the Rock.
Rock. This is Butch Willis. Could you please turn the cassette to side 2?
Hello, it's Butch Willis.
We're going to bring out Butch Willis in just a minute.
Are we rolling?
Yeah, we're rolling.
Get to it. You're watching Channel 10. Rubberama. No, let's try it again.
Because I disbanded the band, the Rocks. I disbanded Butch Willis and the Rocks when John died. John Curlin, the bass player, died. We had just got out of the studio for Speedballs. And that's where the Rocks used to practice at, you know. Butch Willis and the Rocks practicing at the bass player's house.
Mark Robinson.
Team Beat 51. My name's Mark Robinson. I'll be your host for this evening.
And then 1988, I met you at Bill Hankey's. In 1989, in June, I called you up and said I'd go on your label.
The magic of TV.
Mark Robinson, a musician who started his own record label while he was still in high school back in 1984, called Teen Beat Records.
And we had our first banquet of yours at the beginning of the year, January 1st, 1990. I showed up there, and it's pretty much when I became an employee.
The Teen Beat Banquet? It's an annual formal dinner and awards banquet that Mark threw for artists and bands on the record label.
It was at a Chinese restaurant in Arlington. Basically get all dressed up, and it would be sort of like a who's who of Teen Beat. Gold record awards, definitely performances. I didn't at any point think like, oh, this is what, cool musicians do in the big city. It was like, this is really weird, and I really like this.
You want to stand up? Which is one of our artists.
He's such a cutie pie, too, in the words of Butch Willis. Is Butch here tonight? I don't know if he is.
I hope Butch is. I'd like to talk to Butch. I'd like to get an interview with Butch.
Right.
Butch would be the man to interview.
Right.
All right.
Welcome to Reaching for the Stars, Butch, and I'm going to reach out for this star and say, hey, how you doing?
I'm alive, right?
When John died, I had nothing left but a cappella performing was all I had left.
I've got about 70 songs and about 50 of them haven't been on plastic.
But I had to do the a cappella to save my career, to stay active, so people were still hearing my music.
Here come rattling up, here come rattling back. He's at your door knocker, he's a showstopper. Shake, we'll shake this place till the walls break, till sheets of cake.
How have you been doing?
Better in my life than it's ever been.
Well, that's excellent.
That's truth, really.
One man a cappella is kind of a significant little edge of a faddy idea. It's a bit of a fad, It's not like barbershop quartet.
Of came out in '83, December of '83, and Forthcomings came out January of '86.
Okay, so have you got something?
It's been 4 years since I've had.
It's been a while.
Since I've had any plastic.
Carl Hendricks.
Carl Hendricks.
Pretty amazing. Carl, going to the bathroom. Well, I guess I'll. How was it, Carl? What? The bathroom? I talked to Butch Willis, and we talked about. Is he still in there? No.
He's
We talked about how the mirror where he eats breakfast, it makes his face look all weird. And
does this one do it?
No, he enjoyed this mirror.
All right.
I thought this was a good quality mirror.
Here we're going. Oh wow.
45 will be coming out. It's going to be on Teen Beat.
And what's it going to be called?
It's going to be called Butch Willis Shopping for You. Shopping for you. Shopping for you. That's what I do. What you going through? Can I get into? Saw you on the floor. Saw you at your door. Like a shopping cart at a supermarket.
There's Butch.
Margaret. Everybody knows Margaret, right, Butch?
I'd like to.
I like the things you do. How do you keep on with the clues? I saw you for the first time. I saw you make the news. Can't keep me away from you. Big dumb overweight, I'm the kitty cat. Meow.
You're generally pretty pleased with the direction your music is going.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I am.
But do you think you're better than Milli Vanilli?
Who is that?
The third song I wrote was New York, New York. New York, New York, your lights are low.
I'd like to present this next award to a certain someone who's recorded a certain record on a certain label. Mr. Butch Willis.
Thank you very much. I am finally accomplished within myself.
I thought about putting some doo-wop things into my music. Woo-doo-wop, woo-doo-wop, ba-la-la-da, boo-doo-wop.
Oh, I've got my boring times, but, everybody does.
Submarine. Submarines all have U-2s. They must be in a dream. That's all that one.
The music made the difference.
Do you tell the guys what to play music?
No.
I did a bunch of lyrics about money, wiped out wallet, wiped out. Definitely photographable.
Something like New Toy by Lena Lovitch, it's something different.
That's all right.
I got 18 songs on the market already. Out of 91 songs.
I need these, I really do. I don't know why, I need them. Give me that trick, give me that. Give me that trick, give me that. Give me that trick, give me that.
But how do you feel about your music right now, Butch?
I feel good. I've been practicing more at times, less at other times.
I used to take notes on my practice. When I got done with all my practice, I go back and I remember which ones I made mistakes on.
Bring me the head of Butch Willis, really. I'll do what I want to do.
This song's called Newsletter.
Newsletter! I got a newsletter! I want to marry my wife and get busted. Newsletter! Won't you buy my newsletter? I'll put my lipstick on and then send you my cake.
Do I have to tell you all the times I've been down? Do I have to tell you that I just can't afford another round?
It's about a rock and roll star that has a newsletter. You know, they send him a newsletter, so he makes a newsletter. And he wants to get busted so he can get his name on the news.
I guess if I became a big enough star, I might want to get caught with a little marijuana in my possession for some publicity. Yeah. I had a drink, you know.
I don't do punk rock. I call it sophisticated punk rock. I don't scream and holler. I do rock and roll.
Brand new category award called Outstanding Songwriting Award.
Woo!
And the winner is Butch Willis.
Actually, by 1996, I was practicing 97 songs every 2 weeks for 3 years.
We're at Butch Willis's house.
I drive up to Tuttle House in Laurel, steak and egg kitchen. Yeah, I drive up there and get breakfast, sit around there most of the day drinking coffee. Come home, go to the liquor store, pick up 2 16-ounce buds. Have nothing. Have a little bit of milk, you know. Go practice from 6 or 7 in the evening until I was done practicing. Then drink the 2 beers. Have a ham sandwich and watch television till 12 or something, or just go hit the bedroom.
A lot of people, when they start a band, they got they're raw, you know, they're really out there and they don't even know it. And then they wait 10 years and everybody says, you know, we love the old stuff. And you knock yourself out and come up with something new. Drums will do it to you. Rock, rock, rock. Drums will do it to you. Rock, rock, rock. Drums will do it to you. Rock, rock, rock. Drums will do it to you. Rock, rock, rock. Drums will do it to you. Rock, rock, rock. Make you feel spicy. Make you feel icy. Make you want an ice cream cone. Make you want a shovel for your own. Drums will do it to you. Rock, rock, rock. Drums will do it to you. Rock, rock, rock.
Just want to put on my show and go home and say, yeah, I did it, man. And they liked it.
And do the film, we can do the film. Let's do the film, you know. Okay, bye-bye. End of messages.
Okay. This is Joe Lally from Fugazi, and you're watching Rubberama on Channel 10.
1, 2, 3, 4.
So good to be back.
Summer Prospect. And early acoustic guitar songs. It's called Original Future. That's all the material I've got.
Love bag keeps me to the trail. Sticks are gay, I got some mail. It's a disc and a bitch, and keep waiting more. Can't go away, now I'm in the door.
I've had some pretty good write-ups in the Post.
Give me luxury, or give me gas. Do you want it? Snowball at best. Maybe I'll just get a contract and go on tour. I don't know.
You've heard some news. You've got some news. Surrender now or you will lose. Oh!
I'm a kitty cat. I'm a kitty cat. Big dumb all the way. Yeah, I want to get a contract and then get a hit and go on tour, you know?
Playing rock and roll. It's about the biggest deal in my life. It's the only thing I've done for more than 6 months.
Amateur plastic. Just invite yourself along. There's not much static. What could go wrong?
It made the charts, #1 hit for a week in France in 1983. The girl, that 45, I sent her over there.
I love her still, I love her still.
Because I became famous. I became famous in the Washington area. I became famous. You know, me and Root walk down the street. Every time Root used to walk down the street, everybody would be pointing at him. We go down the street, you know, there's Root and Butch, you know. Yeah, and I've been approached in the street.
I take my medicine, maybe by day, maybe by night. It'll be okay, it'll be alright. Locked in this room, I'm locked in this room. Locked in this room, I'm locked in this room. Locked in this room, locked in this room. I like to party, locked in this room.
I might say something like, I've heard of you, but have you heard of me?
Tripping in the classroom, looking at the wall. I'm a high school, they don't care. Those guy no principals don't like school. Want to pinch on my jeans?
I've got some gold spandex, some purple and blue spandex.
His gold lame pants, I mean, he said he never wears them live.
Big snakes, parrots, socks. They don't cost that much. If you combine the print, you might find two. Double large, we'll see it through. Bits on my jeans. I got bits on my jeans. Bits on my jeans. There's just clang. Bits on my jeans. I got bits on my jeans. Mommies don't die. Mommies don't die. Mommies don't die. Wide wigs and shoestrings.
You know, I want to become a household word. You know, who doesn't? Who the hell doesn't?
New way, new way, new way, new way. Plastic belt, paper and gum.
You know, save your money, man, because we're going to go places one of these days. Well, these guys wouldn't have stuck with me. These guys would not have stuck with me if they thought they were just, you know, weekend professionals.
Now, I don't make $1,000 a night yet.
The first time we ever went to DC Space, every time we went, full house, packed as could be.
Herschel, everybody loved Butch. True or false?
True.
Wonder let's do that. Can't say where I was at. Daddy, daddy, we will always be. Oh, Butch Willis, I'm very happy to be here now. I can party.
How do you take your own picture?
Like this.
Oh, okay.
From Butch Willis and the Rocks, TVs from outer space.
Tune in and watch the Olympic race.
And I made a new band called Butch Willis in D flat.
Another successful show, Butch.
Really is, if you think about it. Not so bad.
What are you doing?
That was Butch Willis, everybody.
The album is forthcomings, Butch's second album. How did this record come about? And the label is the Love label.
The Love label, that's my label. I can't afford it anymore. I spent $10,000 on 2 albums and got back about $1,500.
So now, here we go with Butch Willis.
We're gonna play I Want to Be a Rock and Roll Star. I wrote it because I want to be a rock and roll star. One day I'm gonna be a rock and roll star. I want to be a rock and roll
If I had enough money, I don't know what I'd do. I'd just enjoy myself.
I'm recuperating from 19 years without a vacation.
It's a long struggle, and you get into a dream, and then all of a sudden you make it, and your dream's fulfilled, and you have to deal with that. This is where I expect to go on this next EP.
Yeah.
I expect to get national reviews, recognition, you know, whatever. They'll be a star hit. Most people, if they wish for something, they get it.
What do you think of fame, Butch? I mean, how do you feel?
I like
it. I mean, you want it?
Yeah,
I mean, do you want
I don't want to be cremated with it.
I think it's tops on some girl's album. Don't ever let success go to your head. And I believe that.
2003, I paid my tax, and I was going to get Blue Cross Blue Shield, but they turned me down.
I mean, like, I can, you know, you can sell junk and get famous, you know. They'll always think of you as junk then, but what the hell, you'll be famous.
Yeah.
Because I've had my share of fame with no money. I want both or nothing. But it gets very boring without a job, sitting around doing nothing, waiting for the money to come in. Ain't no fun waiting around to be a millionaire. I sometimes like to think I'm a star, you know, that I'm a star, that I think I need the right music. If I just had the right music, I think my lyrics and melodies would go places.
Well, do you think that the Rocks are the right band for you?
Oh, the name is all right. I'm just going down the road, man. Whatever happens, happens.
My attic I was living in my attic. I was at my brother's house, but he wouldn't let me move back in. He quit paying me the money I loaned him. You know, I loaned him some money from inheritance and some other money I had. And he quit paying it back, so I got on program for housing.
But I'm still alive, so I'm here.
Winnie man, Winnie man, hot as hell. I like the way you smell. Saw her last night walking down the street. Could hardly get up out of my seat. Winnie man, Winnie man.
Wendy Main, that's about a girl, the last girl I had a thing for. Or the last one that had a thing for me, or whatever.
Basically, I go into Montgomery House Incorporated. It's a corporation. It's non-profit, but the banks that own the residencies, they make profit from the payment of the rent. You know, I'm on the program. I'm homeless. I'm homeless.
Looking around the streets of my neighborhood. It's just another day and I'm feeling pretty good. I've got this feeling that she's looking for me. Well, believe it or not, people, one day I woke up and had this feeling that my girl was looking for me. And so I went looking for my girl and I found nothing at all but streets and roads. It was a real drag. I went home that night, didn't even smoke my last joint. But I tell you, that girl's mine. And she's out there. Maybe she'll come to this show sometime. Girls on my mind. I think it's just about that time. The girls on my mind. No, she can't leave me behind. Well, I found I can look back 30 years. But, last 20, huh? I've been doing this for 20 years. Yeah, locked in this room, or I like to party. I can't figure out which one I want to call it.
Well, Butch, we're going to have to wrap it up here because it looks like we're running out of time, but we sure appreciate you coming by and taking time out of your busy schedule. I know that you've got a lot on your mind these days, and what does the future hold for one Butch Willis?
I'm contract shopping right now, and there are a couple of people looking for me.
That's great stuff. We wish you the best of everything, and that's it
Joe,
for tonight.
I had a good time.
Good night, folks. This is where we just talk a little bit, maybe on the
Turn the tape off!
Ladies and gentlemen, Byron Henry Butch Willis. I'm going to give the microphone to Butch Willis.
If you're in a spot like this, you're supposed to rock. Drugs do it to ya. Rock, rock, rock. Drugs do it to ya. Rock, rock, rock. Make you feel spicy. Make you feel icy too. Make one ice cream cone. Make one shovel for you. Drugs do it to ya. Rock, rock, rock. Drugs do it to ya. Rock, rock, rock. If you want a friend, if you gotta get concerned. If you wanna be lazy, if you gotta go crazy. Gotta get your picture on TV, guys. Wanna be known like a social spy. Gotta see them all when the sun shines red. Wanna be in bed when the horses get fed. Don't do it to ya. Rock, rock, rock. Don't do it to ya. Rock, rock, rock. Don't do it to ya. Rock, rock, rock.
I can't believe I'm doing this. I haven't seen Butch in a long time, but I do wonder about him often, and I have wondered about him. Maybe not that often. Hey, Butch. Hey, Butch. It's Jeff. Jeff Krulik. Good to see you.
Hi. Hi, Butch.
Okay. Johnny. Johnny Cohen? Good, thanks.
Good. I'm all really around here. I want visitors coming to see me for my old career in rock and roll. I don't want visitors coming to see me too much from my old career that I had. That career is all with. That career is all with.
So you basically don't want anything to do with music or with...
Well, music's not, rock and roll's not. I enjoy my own rock and roll. But I'm not performing, I'm not making stage appearances. I don't even have my own voice anymore. You know my voice anymore? My voice anymore isn't really my own voice. I have a cover voice. I'm not in the rock and roll business anymore. I don't want anything to do with the rock and roll business. You harass me and tell me I'm responsible for something in the rock and roll business, I'll sue your fucking ass and I'll throw you out of my house. Now please, you gotta leave now. You really do.
Okay.
I'm not in the rock and roll business anymore.
Okay.
Well, I'm not performing in public anymore.
We
Don't erase.
TVs from outer space, take 3.
Don't erase.
We're done. Just thank my fans that I have. Thank you for being great watching this movie. Kentucky Derby winner. Triple Crown winner.
Hey, John, you're in the shot.
What you doing, John?
I was going to sit over there.
He's trying to get in the movie.
But we did 9.
Mark wants me to say goodnight, and everybody that played says goodnight. I guess we're done.
Bye-bye. So long. Thank you very much. We got to go. We're going. We'll be fine. We'll come see you sometime.
It looks like our time's running out here.
Yeah, our time's running out.
Well, good night, everybody. Butch, it was nice talking.
It was great talking to you, Butch.
Any last words?
I'd like to get stoned tonight, but that's about all there is for last words.
Here I am, then again, looking at some kind of one-night stand. Dreams of them, dreams of you. Does it really matter which one I choose? I'm really in, and I can't get out. Don't let me out. When will all this happen? I'm so full of doubt. I like this town. It keeps me moving round. I'm lost in your persuading sound. And I like this spot. Up here I've done a lot. Have another shot. I'm really in, and I can't get out. When will all this happen? I'm so falling down.
Amateur on plastic. There's no such thing. Can you hear the voice, or do you want to sing?
How was that?
Great.
Super. Yeah. We got a cut on there, huh? Can't keep me things you do. How do you keep on with the clue? Saw you for the first time. Saw you make the news. Can't keep me away from you. 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 Well, turn it off.